Howdy, that's Travis. I'm Kevin, and this is HandHprospecting. Hey friends, thanks for tuning back in. Hope you're having a good one, or hope you're gonna have a good one, depending on when you're watching this video. Today we are actually out on a new claim, that is Buy Your Public Mining. Not sure if this one's going to be available for sale, or if they're adding this one to their club list. But luckily for us, they're letting us kind of get an early sneak peek at it and do some testing. So Travis is going to be up at the top of it. I'm going to be down at the bottom. We got some new mats today, so that are very similar to the Goldhogs, but a fraction of the price. We'll show you those. We'll talk more about them. We'll compare them side by side. But for now, we're going to get that shiny. So pitter patter, let's get at it. So Travis is at the upper part of this bin, the top part of it, where the gold should start depositing. He's running his new green rubber mats, silicone actually, I do believe. We'll let him talk about those in a minute. I'm going to take you down to the end of the creek, or the end of this bin real quick, where I'm getting ready to, where my sluice is set up, and where I'm getting ready to run my first bucket, show you where I'm digging and why I chose to dig right where I'm digging. So let's go down the creek real quick. Alright, now that we're down here at the end of this bend, let's talk about why I chose to dig where I chose to dig. One of them being I wanted to be at the end of the bend. We wanted Travis to be at the top of the bend. If there's gold at point A and there's gold at point B, there should be gold all the way in between on this bend here. I seen that someone already started a hole up top. I don't jump in someone's hole if it's from the same season. That just isn't proper mining etiquette. They left it open for a reason, because they plan on coming back and digging that hole. I know what it takes to dig a hole. I'm not going to jump in someone else's hole if it's from that same season. So I came down just a little bit ways. Just so happens where my sluice was set up, it did take some work. Had to move some rocks, make things go. But just came down just barely from my sluice. I like to work as close to my sluice as possible. Carrying these buckets do get heavy when it's full of black sands and hopefully lots of gold. And right where this, at the end of the bend again, where the water starts to drop and takes a little turn, I noticed a big boulder barely sticking out of the creek with lots of moss on it. So I'm just digging around that boulder there, scratching at the surface now. Got my awesome, amazing Gold Slinger Bucket. We'll talk about that some more, show you some more of those. You definitely want one. And yeah, let's do our first test bucket through the sluice from the surface, see if any color comes up. So running that first bucket, again, right off the surface, I didn't expect to see much gold, or hardly any gold. For one, because it was on the surface, and two, as I started scooping out this bucket, it was a little discouraging because of that material that's in there. It's very grainy, lots of rock, not much sand. You know, usually where I'm used to digging, I'm used to seeing lots and lots of black sands, and that's where I find my fine golds. However, again, not at the, even at the bottom of this bucket yet, right on the surface. Hopefully the camera will pick this up. It's a nice surprise. I am seeing in the siding mat here a nice little chunky flake there, couple small rounded flakes, and maybe even possibly a big picker underneath that riffle. It's been stuck there. It hasn't moved for the last couple minutes. So I'm going to assume and hope that it's gold. Those other pieces are stuck there too. I see some micros floating around. So yeah, I think it's going to be a good spot. We'll finish it out, find out for sure. So with what I've seen out of that first 3/4 of a bucket off the surface, I'm impressed. I believe that's going to be a good spot. I'm going to keep digging there. Why do I believe that's going to be a good spot? Unfortunately, as you're putting stuff in a sluice box, the next scoop that you put in will kind of brush away some of the stuff that gets in your first set of siding mats here, rolls down, and you hope, the idea is it gets stuck in the rest of your riffles. But what I can still see here, and what I've seen as I've been dumping in, I can still see some micros shining through. But what I'm also seeing is little pieces of lead shot. Little pieces of lead shot all through the siding mats. And a huge line of black sand that I didn't expect to see because my scoops were just not as heavy as I'm used to them being. But because I'm seeing that black sand, I'm seeing those lead shots, I'm seeing micros, and what I believe to be some few flakes. That's a good spot. Heavies are depositing there. I'm going to keep digging there and hopefully find me some more shiny. Take you up to Travis, see how things are going with that guy up there at the top. There's gold at the bottom. Oh, what's that? That's what I like to see. That's what I like to see. Yes.
I am 1 bucket through material so far. Got the start of a hole going, about 8 inches deep. I'm running these new mats from Armadillo Mining. They're basically a copy of the Goldhog mats, which Kevin is running right downstream from me. We'll see how these do in comparison. I've gotten 2 buckets through the sluice. My hole is getting bigger. Lots of big boulders. Here's my pile that I've pulled out so far. It's really hard digging. But I am really liking these mats. They seem to be working just fine. And for only $30 pre-cut, ready to go in your box, I don't know if you can beat it. We'll find out.
Again, just a big, quick shout out and thank you to Bob Alvarez, inventor and supplier of the Gold Slinger Bucket classifying system. Thing is awesome. I love it. I move material quicker, faster, less work on my back and wrist. Plus I can put all my tools in it and Star-Lord and bring them down to the creek with me. Hands down worth it. If you want one, go to goldslingermining.com, get you one. And actually, if all goes as planned, we'll be hanging out with Bob Alvarez next weekend on a different RMPA Club claim. So stay tuned for that, folks. I'm going to find some more shiny. Removing of the new green mats. Take one. Remove sluice, same as always. Lifting and tilting and making sure not to wash all your material down. Sluice goes in the bucket. Pop those and pull those right down in there. And they're nice and tight because you cut them right. Roll out. Get the gold down. Carpets underneath there just to catch extra black sands, just in case anything's going underneath those nets. Then you're going to want to get your chicken food scooper. A little splishy splashy. And that's that for cleaning out the sluice itself. Now to do the mats. Carpets. Give it the old washboard. There's a big old spider down there. Easy peasy cleaning those carpets. Now, these should be just the same as the Goldhogs. I'd assume roll them one way. It's going to open up all them teeth. Donkey.
They're definitely a lot easier to roll than the Goldhogs are.
Easier to roll than the Goldhogs. They're not as stiff.
They're not as stiff.
Not as stiff. How are they cleaning out? Looking good so far.
Yeah.
Now you're going to roll them the other way. They're a lot lighter than the Goldhogs, I can tell you that too.
Mm-hmm.
We'll show you guys a profile of the piece that we cut out so you can see all the different teeth. They got a bunch of different teeth like an alligator. But we got brushes, so they ain't ornery. Is that?
Nice and clean.
That's as clean as my medulla oblongata. Alright, I'm going to go clean up the Goldhogs. You've seen that 100 times though, so. So 3 full buckets.
Not even a quarter pan.
Not even a quarter pan. Where's your new fancy blue pan?
In the truck.
In the truck. Alright, let's take a quick sneak peek. We're going to take it home and run it through that new awesome cleanup sluice though. Just taking a quick sneak at this, but we do know that that green mat definitely catches micros. Seeing that and some other stuff. I'm excited to see what's actually, but we'll wait till we get home. Run it through the cleanup sluice. So we're about wrapped up here, got everything packed up. Travis has, of course, already got most of the stuff moved up to the truck while I was spinning the pan. Neither one of us made it but maybe 2 feet down. We only ran 3 buckets, but we definitely both found some surface gold. So let's get back to the homestead, run it through the cleanup sluice, and see what's actually there, and talk more about that awesome new green mat. Alright, so we're back at the homestead now. We've combined our cons together. We're going to get ready to run them through the cleanup sluice. We've already classified them down to -20. Again, we both just took 3 buckets right off the surface. Don't expect to see too much through there, but will at least be a little something. Before we get into that, though, I want to talk about these mats real quick, these new ones. It's not really a fair comparison to say side to side because we weren't digging in the same spots. So what we will do is in the future get to a spot where we both dig in the same hole. We'll put both sluices side by side and see how they run. But it definitely was catching micro gold. But a quick talk about it. When it first comes, it is actually just as long, big enough for your bigger keen sluice. Chad just cut the top of his off so it fits his smaller sluice, as should. Now the cool thing about this is just all one solid piece. There was no cutting except for just a little bit down the edge so it fit in the sluice properly. Now with the Goldhog, it came in multiple different mats. We had to cut each section, glue them, and tape them together. So it took quite a bit of work. This probably weighs at least twice as much, and that is way more flexible too. With shipping and all, I think this ran us about $130 for the different mats. We ran down to Armadillo, said hi to Sam, which I suggest you do the same thing. If not, I'll put a link to their website in the description. If it's not on the website, you can just call her. $30 for one of those. Get one, run them, test them, try it out for yourself. Let us know what you think. I think it's worth it. Am I going to not run my Goldhogs over it? No, I'm not. Would I buy these before buying the Goldhogs and investing that much money into it? Absolutely. This to show you what he did cut off down the side, the profile of this. It has a lot of different traps. Besides your big ridges, as you can see alternating, it has a small, excuse me, it has sawtooths and other different ridges that are both rounded and sharp, alternating all the way down. So it has a lot of different traps. It catches gold. We'll find out for sure when we get into a place where we know there's more gold depositing and really get a better look at it. But so far, I really dig that. But yeah, that's all I got to say about those for now. So let's get this to the cleanup sluice and see what gold we found. as we get ready to run this through, I just want to thank everybody for their suggestions on the last video when we first built this thing. The reason it is on so much of an angle is because it is so long and we don't have a lot of pressure coming out of that pump, so that's why it's on such a long angle. Yes, we should have put more jet dry in there, so I did this time. You can see there's more bubbles. The reason that we didn't want, that we actually glued the mats in instead of making them removable, was just for the ease instead of having to roll them up, scrub them, trying to clean them out. It's just a lot easier just to spray them down in the pan. So everyone, thanks for your suggestions, and let's run this thing again. Alright, all that material is in. We're just going to let it clean, do its thing. Black sands are still bouncing around. Those magnetic heavy materials cleaning out. I see the two big flakes that I saw when I panned it down. There are some micros coming out as those black sands are going. And a couple small other little flakes. Oh, let it do its thing. Oh. It looks like there might be a few pieces down there too. Nothing at the end of the sluice though. Oh, one little piece down there at the end. That's why that bucket's there to catch that, so we can rerun those seconds at a later date. See what we missed. So that's gonna about wrap it up for us. There are definitely a few pieces of gold in that sluice, but not really enough for us to take the time to justify. I think we're just gonna leave it there. It ain't going nowhere. We found gold right on the surface, so it's nice to prove that there is at least float gold there on that claim. That one is actually going to end up being for sale by the RMPA guys, the Republic Mining. So if you guys have any interest in even buying clubs, buying your own claim from them, they have a bunch of other ones. This is just one we tested to see if we might be interested in it. However, yeah, republicmining.com if you want to buy any. If you're interested in joining the club, which I definitely suggest you do because now they're doing a treasure hunt. Danny with Republic Mining actually went out on one of the claims somewhere and has hidden a treasure box. So if you guys are interested in getting in on that hunt, go to republicmining.com/HH. I'm going to put a link in the description for that. What that does is you join up for the Republic Mining club claim, and then it also lets us know who's joining from our YouTube. So not only do you get access to all the Republic Mining club claims, anytime Travis and I go out, you get an open invite anytime we're on the club claims too. So make sure you go check that out. This upcoming weekend, we're going to meet up with Bob Alvarez, the inventor of the Gold Slinger Bucket, so be sure to stay tuned for that, because there could be another giveaway or something maybe. Who knows? You got anything else, production? I'm rambling. Guys, as always, we appreciate you. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, even share with your friends if you're feeling like you want to. And as always, get that shiny. Goofy.